There is a man in your life whose presence is not an accident. The divine is trying to alert you about him right now. Perhaps you've already felt, deep in your heart, a subtle discomfort when he is near. A restlessness you try to quiet, attributing it to your own insecurities or to being overly cautious. You convinced yourself it was just your mind creating problems where none exist, that your kind nature was being too distrustful. But what if that feeling wasn't a flaw in you, but a divine gift, a signal of protection activated by heaven itself to guard the precious thing within you? The purpose you carry, the unique mission placed in your hands, is valuable. And all that has value attracts attention, including the attention of those who, even without declared ill intent, can hinder your growth. The divine is not using this man to punish you or test your faith in a cruel way. He is raising a luminous warning sign on your path, an urgent alert written in the language of intuition, so you don't confuse attention with divine approval, nor proximity with aligned destiny. This is a moment of clarity, not fear, a call to discernment, not to panic. And it all begins with the courage to look at what you already know, but are afraid to name. Let's understand this together. You are an open-hearted person. You believe in people, see the best in them, give your time, your listening, your kindness, without calculating if you'll get it back. That is a rare and beautiful quality, a reflection of the light that dwells within you. But that same light, that generosity of spirit, functions like a lighthouse. And lighthouses, while guiding safe ships, can also attract those who are a little lost, who seek in another's brightness a warmth they cannot kindle within themselves. This specific man was drawn to your lighthouse. He approached, showed genuine or seemingly genuine interest in your dreams, in the things that move you. Perhaps he used the right words, demonstrated an understanding few had shown before. And at first, it was a relief. Finally, someone who gets it. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment. Someone who seems to be cheering for you. That is the most common trap. Mistaking the recognition of our worth for an alignment of purpose. He recognizes the light in you because the emptiness within him yearns for it. And I'm not speaking of a malevolent, dramatic darkness, like in the movies. I speak of a common void, an insecurity, a lack of personal purpose that seeks to anchor itself in another's purpose. The problem isn't necessarily who he is, but the role he, consciously or not, tries to play in your story. He wasn't sent to make your calling grow. He was permitted on your path so your calling could learn to protect itself. Observe carefully the signs that are already present, but which your kindness insists on justifying. Let's talk about concrete symptoms, about what you've already experienced. When you establish a healthy boundary, I can't today, I'd prefer to do it this way, that doesn't comfort me. What is his reaction? Is there a subtle resistance? Does he try to negotiate, make you feel guilty for saying no, or simply ignore your limit and act as if you never spoke? A true ally, someone whose heart is aligned with your growth, respects your boundaries. He celebrates your autonomy. But someone who sees you as an extension of themselves or as a source of validation views your limits as a threat. Another sign: pay attention to the praise of others. When someone celebrates you, when you achieve something small or large, observe his smile. Does it reach his eyes? Is there a genuine joy radiating from him, or do you perceive a quick, almost technical smile, followed by silence or a comment that subtly redirects the attention? That's great, you managed it. Remember when I said that was important? Or I'm happy. But now it's time to think about the next step. You can't stop. These are phrases that carry, embedded within them, a grain of comparison and control. It's as if your victory always needs to be contextualized within the frame he helps to paint. And the promises. The promises. They are intense, full of detail, painting a brilliant future by your side. But what is the consistency between word and action? Does he move to materialize these promises, or do they always remain in the realm of ideas, dependent on a "when things settle down"? When I sort out my situation. A divine purpose moves in the now. It feeds on concrete steps, however small. Someone truly aligned with that purpose will walk with you in the present, not just dream with you in a hypothetical future. That restlessness you feel, that pit in your stomach when grand promises are made, but simple actions don't appear, is not ingratitude on your part. It is your spirit, tuned to the frequency of truth, vibrating in disharmony with the dissonance between speech and action. The divine speaks volumes through this mismatch. He is teaching you to listen first to him and not to the charm, not to the emotional pressure, not to the dramatic declarations that sound good but have no root. You are being trained to discern between the voice of genuine encouragement and the voice of emotional seduction, which often dress in very similar garments. Let's delve a little into the psychology behind this to bring clarity to intuition. Science speaks a lot about relationship patterns and unconscious dynamics. There is a concept called triangulation, common in dynamics where there is a lack of solid self-esteem. The person, without realizing it, places you in situations where you constantly need to choose between them and something else. Another friend, another commitment, your own intuition. It's a subtle form of control to ensure they remain at the center of your emotional universe. When you mention another support, another friendship that does you good, is the reaction immediately one of disinterest or a comment that minimizes that other connection? This isn't necessarily romantic jealousy. It's the symptom of an insecurity that sees any other source of light in your life as a competitor. Your spiritual path, your purpose, needs a diverse network of support, not a single harbor. The divine places many people in our path, each with a specific gift. When one person tries to be the sole harbor, the sole source of validation and direction, they are, even without malice, trying to substitute the role of the divine in your life. And subtle envy, it rarely presents itself as a declared, green-eyed monster. It hides in comparative praise. "You're so brave, I could never have that courage." It seems like a compliment, but it places him in a position of inferiority that ultimately asks for consolation. It hides in excessive projection. You're going to achieve everything, you're special, while he remains stagnant. It's as if he projects all his unfulfilled dreams onto you and then watches the fulfillment as a spectator, not as a journey partner. Neuroscience explains that our brain has mirror neurons, which make us feel the emotions of others. When someone genuinely celebrates with us, these neurons fire, creating positive synchrony. When there is envy or disguised competition, the response is dissonant, and our body picks up this dissonance even before our conscious mind does. That unease, that inexplicable fatigue after an animated conversation with him may be your nervous system registering the disconnect between his words and the real energy being emitted. Do not ignore this bodily wisdom. It is a divine instrument of discernment. So what is the solution? The first and most crucial step is to make peace with your own intuition. Stop criminalizing that inner voice that whispers caution. The divine gave you this spiritual defense mechanism for a reason. Instead of fighting this feeling, sit with it. In a moment of quiet, ask yourself without fear, what exactly do I feel when I am near this person? Is it peace? Is it agitation? Is it a feeling that I need to shrink to fit? Don't rationalize the answers. Just register them. The second step is to practice observation without judgment. For a week, decide you will merely observe the interactions like a curious scientist, without blaming yourself, without condemning him. Just see. Do the actions match the words? Is respect for my limits immediate or negotiated? Is the joy for my achievement spontaneous, or does it need to be prompted? This exercise removes the emotional charge and gives you concrete data. The third step is the most challenging. Begin to internalize your source of validation. Your worth, the legitimacy of your dreams, the direction of your purpose cannot depend on the mirror this person holds up for you. This requires a daily practice of connection with something greater. For some, it is silent prayer, not of asking, but of listening. For others, it is meditation, focusing on the sensation of being loved and guided by a benevolent force. For others still, it is contemplation of nature, perceiving an order and a purpose that is completely independent of human opinion. The goal is to strengthen the muscle of inner faith, so that his yes or no does not have the power to inflate or deflate your sense of direction. I knew a person named Sarah who lived constantly anxious, seeking the approval of a specific figure in her life. When she began dedicating just 5 minutes in the morning, in silence, to affirming to herself, my journey is valid, my peace is a priority. Without doing anything else, something shifted. Gradually, the opinions of others lost their tone of absolute truth. She didn't need to confront anyone. She simply strengthened her own center, and the dynamic with this person changed naturally because she stopped feeding the need for validation that kept the cycle alive. The fourth step is about establishing boundaries with grace and firmness. This doesn't mean making a dramatic speech. It means acting in accordance with your new internal truth. If you cannot, say you cannot, without a treatise of justifications. If something doesn't serve you, thank them for the suggestion and say you will proceed another way. The person whose heart is aligned will respect it. The person who is there for another motivation will be bothered, and their reactions will confirm the intuition you already had. This is the test of discernment in action. The divine is not asking you to isolate yourself or be rude. He is teaching you to be lovingly authentic. Your light doesn't need to be aggressive to be protected. It just needs to stop bending to illuminate corners that drain it. Sometimes, the distancing that begins to happen is not your doing. It is a natural consequence. When you stop feeding a dynamic with your insecurity, the other person unconsciously seeks another source. This may hurt. It may come with accusations that you've changed, that you've become cold. But remember, the distancing that protects your purpose is not a punishment for you or for him. It is a deliberate protection for both. It prevents you from losing your way and prevents him from accumulating more responsibility for hindering a path he was not meant to steer. You are entering a season where clarity matters more than comfort. Being chosen by God for a purpose does not guarantee a path of roses and perfect allies. It means you will attract both destiny helpers and destiny testers. This man is a tester of your discernment. He is in your life so you can learn the difference between the voice that builds you up and the voice that even if sweet, hold you back. The Lord values your inner peace too much to allow you to walk blindly toward an emotional exhaustion that could be avoided. This entire situation is not a detour from your spiritual path. It is a central part of the training. Every doubt you overcome, every boundary you set, every moment you choose to listen to the divine stillness instead of the noise of human promises, you are strengthening the spiritual muscles needed to sustain the purpose you carry. The mission God has for you is too great to be supported by the fragile foundation of external validation. It needs the solid rock of your inner faith, your unshakable conviction that you are guided by a source that will never fail you. Therefore, look upon this situation not with fear or anger, but with solemn gratitude. God is giving you the opportunity to grow, to mature, to become the guardian of your own light. He is entrusting you with the discernment to separate the wheat from the chaff within your own circle. This is an honor, not a burden. When you can see this man not as a villain or an obstacle, but as an instrument in your spiritual development, the final chain of anguish will release. Compassion will replace resentment. Steadfastness will replace fear. And you will move forward, lighter, wiser, and infinitely more connected to the voice that truly matters. The voice that whispers in the quiet of your spirit that you are loved, guided, and protected, and that no human presence, however intense it may seem, has the power to divert you from where you are being led. Your path is secure. Your peace is a priority. Your light is guarded. Now take a deep breath and trust. The next step is already illuminated. And if this content brought clarity to your journey, consider subscribing to the channel for more reflections like this one. Your story of discernment may inspire others who are walking the same path. Share in the comments. Attention, you need to prepare now. I put together an exclusive resource for those who feel set apart for something greater, but live surrounded by noise, distractions, and mental overload. This is a 30-day journey that will transform your life. A guided path to armor your mind and prepare for what's coming with daily practices of focus, boundaries, and discipline. Stop negotiating with the noise. Learn to spot distractions before they control you. And strengthen your mind. Also available in an immersive audio version. Over 10 Zuru readers have already transformed their lives through the 30-day journey. Thousands of people have already started this transformation. People like you who are tired of living in the fog. Ordinary people who decided to stop accepting mental chaos. Take advantage of this limited time offer only this month. Access your link just below in the pinned comment.